Members of the bee kingdom. Queen, it is the only female who is able to fertilize and lay eggs for the maturity of her genitals. Her function is to lay eggs and maintain the cell by secreting a pheromone smell that gathers the members of the cell around her. It is very present at the time of availability of nectar and mating dates, and its function is only to pollinate the queen. Royal wedding. After the exit of the virgin queen from her cocoon, she goes out to the door of the cell and makes a sound to gather the males around her as evidence of her readiness to inseminate, and after the gathering of a sufficient number of males, she sets off at full speed in the air and all males follow her, and the insemination process occurs in the air, where the process of insemination is 7 to 14 males, and the rest returns behind the queen to the hive, so the workers allow the queen to enter and kill all males, and this is called the massacre of males. The death of males is due to the fact that the queen removes the SVOD machine, reproductive system, of the male after the completion of the mating process as evidence of the success of the task, and leaves the male bleeding to death, while the rest of the males that did not do the process of insemination and return to the cell are killed by the workers. Then the queen returns carrying sperm with her and stores them with the midwife to fertilize herself optionally to obtain fertilized eggs. Why do the maids kill the males returning with the queen at the door of the hive of the so-called male massacre? The reason for this is that the task of males ended by inoculating the queen, and their presence poses a danger to the cell in terms of the amount of food. The males will eat without much work, their mission is over, so there is no need for their presence in this kingdom. And do not forget that males cannot collect nectar because there are no baskets with their legs and cannot protect the cell because it does not contain a stinging machine. Wisdom requires that they do not exist. Workers are sterile females unable to lay eggs, and their function is to carry out all the functions of the hive from feeding larvae, queen, guarding, collecting nectar, producing honey, building hexagonal houses, and the average life of working bees between 1.5 to 6 months. As for the males, they are largely present at the time of the availability of nectar and the date of mating, and their function is to pollinate the queen only, and after insemination, the workers kill all the males, and a scientific study proved that bees need to sleep like humans, and when the researchers deprived some bees of sleep, their performance decreased and found it difficult to communicate between them and the work of honey. And bees are very intelligent, and in a strange phenomenon when some bees eat some narcotic substances such as ethanol, which results from the fermentation of some fruits, which results in the phenomenon of sugar, makes it hostile and harmful, but the inspectors prevent these bees from entering the hive so as not to spoil the honey and expel it until the effect of sugar goes away. Studies have proven that bee venom outperforms collagen in reducing the effects of wrinkles, acne and joint pain. Bee venom can be obtained through acupuncture, serum, or even through stinging directly from bees. The cause of bee death after pinching. The bee dies when it stings the victim because while the bee tries to escape, an important part of its guts remains attached to the stinging needle, and the bee cannot take it out again and lose it with an internal rupture in its bowels, which results in internal bleeding and then dies immediately or after minutes. The death of a bee after a sting is very important because it prevents the spread of infectious diseases due to bees. Some people have an allergy to bee sting that varies in severity from person to person, and can lead to death.